E36 at 18 years old. Well, the car has a lot of issues still. The gear stick just comes off, which is not ideal. Everything rattles, so it's an early 90s car, late 90s. Everything rattles on it. You can't tell one thing from the other. You have no idea what's what. Already had coilovers when I bought it, but I lowered them down, and it doesn't go over a lot of speed bumps, which is not ideal really, in the UK especially, because we have a lot of speed bumps in the UK. Another thing that was sort of caused by me is the very loud exhaust on it. It's not good at all. If it was just me in the world, I wouldn't mind it, but for everyone else's convenience, just change it out. Is very obnoxious. It's nice, but it's probably not for everyone. Even though we've messed about with the window, it still does not shut properly. So if I'm driving along down a motorway or down a dual carriageway, like 70, 75, the window just doesn't shut properly and gives a lot of noise, which isn't ideal either. And the only way to fix it is to open the door and shut it again, which you can't really do at 75 miles an hour. And speaking of dual carriageways and motorways, the 5-speed gearbox is not ideal for that. If I was doing a long trip in it, the MPG at like 75 miles an hour is absolutely terrible. It's like 20, 25. It's not very good, and it's quite drony and loud, but I don't know if I really plan to go that far in it anyway. But you can fix this with a 6-speed gearbox, but it's just more money that I don't have to spend on it. And speaking of the cost of it, how much did it cost to build the full car? So the car itself was £1,200, which is pretty reasonable. I bought it knowing that it needed at least a head gasket doing to it. Besides that, it was sold as like a pretty straight car, and yet I still somehow spent another £3,155 on it, getting it back to road legal, which isn't ideal, but is what it is. Especially at this price point in the UK, there's not a lot of choice. So I spent about £4,355 in total, and at that price point on Facebook, you can get a compact 318 IS that's going to be working, but eventually you're still going to need to do all the maintenance to it, probably rebuild the engine, servicing and whatnot. And for the price, I've done all the maintenance, all the servicing, so it should be fairly reliable for the next few years, at least until I sell it or get something else to work on. But why did I buy it? So I bought the car just because I wanted something just cool, and in the UK there's not a lot of choice. Like the S chassis, the Sylvias, E36s, Chasers, any of the sort of Jap spec cars are just completely like unobtainable, especially at like 18, young age, 17, because they're running like minimum 10k, and like even then it's not for a good one. It's for a pretty bad one for 10k. But because of that, you don't have a lot of choice for a cool car in the UK at a young age. So the E36 is a 1.9, the one I have, 318 IS, which in my eyes is quite close to the SR20 and the Sylvias, which I think are mostly 2 litres. So if I was to turbocharge the car eventually, then it would basically just be, in my opinion, as I call it, the German S chassis, which I think it is really. The way like the interior is set up, the age of the car, like how it drives, all the interior, the exterior styling, everything is sort of actually quite similar to a Sylvia or things like that.